What's up? Okay, so I just want to get on excuse me, I have to get in the refrigerator. But I just want to get on a little soapbox for a second. And just talk about the process because it's not always going to be fun or easy. You know what? God never promised that either. I mean, oops. I think that's going to leave it in. Just for being different in general, especially, well, I don't want to say especially here in America. For a country that's supposed to be one nation under God, you get so much hate for being a Christian. Now you do, like, definitely out in the West, man, where they slaughter you like they slaughter Christians in the masses. And people here in America, they'll just stub their toe, or they will, I don't know, that they'll get in a wreck or something, and they'll be like, "Oh, the devil made me do it." I'm like, well, the devil didn't make you text and drive. That was just a really stupid choice. And as for you stubbing your toe, you just weren't paying. Oh, forgot to heat up some water. I just put straight up mug in the microwave. Yeah, I'm recording this because I want to show you this really interesting process that'll kind of add to my story. And too many people, they're so quick to blame the devil, Satan, when they don't need to, man. You just need to be logical and just know that, there will be hard times ahead when stepping into your purpose at whatever it is you want to do. And just in general, it's crazy that because, whenever you are trying to have a great day, and whenever somebody sees you having a great day, they'll, I don't know, sometimes it'll just piss them off. It'll, I don't know, they'll become like negative Nancy's just because they see that you are finding joy in the process and in life. And sometimes, or even over time, that can beat you down. And you don't need it to. And this is why it is so powerful to be part of a community. I just got this thing right here. Well, technically, let me say that. Let me rephrase that. So I got this years ago, and I am just now using it, and it's amazing. It's a pour over thing. Anyway, and we just need to be careful about the words we choose to accept as reality from other people. And there are some great books out there that explain this concept. More so, I tend to lean more on older books because a lot of stuff, it'll have some new age concepts sprinkled into it. And sorry, it's really hard to open up this coffee with one hand. But hey, let me show you my coffee of choice. Coffee of Champions. Now, I don't know if this is backwards, but yeah. It's a Black Rifle Coffee Company. Beyond Black. Just know that there is a reason for things going the way they're going. Most of the time, it's because the people we surround ourselves with, our environment, maybe even our backgrounds. Maybe you went through like a hard, that looks pretty good. I mean, maybe you were dealt a wrong hand of cards growing up. And I don't play cards or poker or anything, but it's a good, it's an interesting metaphor where it seems like things just never work out and you're always losing. That is not like biblical. We have a lot of Christians nowadays that tend to lean in on just, man, I don't know, just accepting hard times for hard times, which, again, we will have hard times at times, but we don't always need to lean into that. Because, dude, we are overcomers and achievers, and God has given us the ability to overcome this stuff. So, yeah, you know what? You have a crappy day. I've had crappy days. Now, you don't need to live in that. You just need to understand that, fix the mic right there. You just need to understand that crappy days do happen sometimes. But that doesn't mean that you have to live in that. You're not married to that difficult situation. Now, there are a lot of people who tend to find comfort and they'll be like, oh, well, God has me in this season. I'm like, yeah, I mean, there are seasons, but God doesn't want you to stay in that season because you were born again, and you are His child. He wants what is best for you. And too many Christians, they'll tend to lean in more on, oh, this here, I want you to see this process. I know you're like, wow, his kitchen is beautiful. Golly, this video rig is difficult. Okay, I'm gonna hold up this whole rig. Now, make this really bad as if this thing fell on my foot, because you can see, I'm sure from the steam, that it's incredibly hot. Like my wife. Okay, it was a little too far, but you know, sorry, I forgot the sound it was. I forgot the sound it was gonna make. So it sounds like somebody's taking a little pee pee. And Christians find too much comfort, man, in these pains that they are dealing with. And yeah, you can go see counselors. I'd highly recommend seeing a Christian counselor if you're a Christian, mainly because you have the same foundations. And when you have that, it just makes the healing process a lot easier, because you have God to rely on and not just knowledge. Because this is a spiritual battle that we are battling with, weekly. And shoot, not weekly, it's daily. And if you haven't had any, goodness, look at all those, looks like an atlas on my forehead. And if you haven't had any tough struggles, hardcore spiritual battles your whole life, then consider yourself blessed. And don't just say, oh, it's because I'm lucky. No, consider yourself blessed, because that means that you have been prayed over. You're being prayed for, extreme, because when you truly dig to the roots of spiritual warfare, you see just how it encroaches on every part of our lives, even the parts that don't even make a lot of sense. But God wants, obviously, what is best for you, always, always. However, whenever we have the down moments, it's because He is refining you, or it's because of a bad choice you made. I mean, if you choose to steal, the consequences are, well, depending on what you steal, are prison or jail. So I just want you to take what I was sharing to heart. That looks freaking delicious. Here, zoom in on this beautiful bean footage. Ooh, look at that foamy foam cake. Now that'll put hair on your chest. I don't care who you are. Well, I guess I do care who you are. If you're a woman with a hairy chest, there might be problems. You might get some hate for that, but oh well. I'll take it. Something I was sharing with the group yesterday, because I help out with the high school ministry at church. And gosh, high school is obviously so much more different than it was. Now it's packaged differently than what it was. I mean, it's still most of the stuff I dealt with, it's still there. I mean, it was still there when I was around, but it just wasn't as pushed as it is now, because culture influences the public schools, obviously, and the public schools are taught, because they're public and they're government ran. Remember, the government is not the spiritual leader of your family. I mean, if you look, there's a statistic where parents, they believe that their kids should get all their information from school. I'm like, dude, it is a rigged system. I don't care who you are. And if you're like, oh, well, no, it's not, there's so much evidence out there, I just don't want to bother arguing. But I mean, when I do have time, I can get it. But it's crazy. And whenever we are taught logic and stuff like that, people who don't really use their brain a lot, they are the ones who tend to run culture, or the culture of the school. But without me going deeper down that rabbit hole, they were bringing up a lot of hurtful things, not to me, but just what they have to deal with now in school, or just for being different. And it's always going to be like that. And I told them, man, when somebody gives you a hard time, it's interesting that whenever just in general, Christian or not, if you are negative, then you're gonna you're gonna feel like crap. But when somebody is like, oh, thanks for your opinion, okay, whenever you agree with them, or whenever you just give them a smile, or just acknowledge what they said, dude, it really makes people angry. It gets them a little peed off. And it was the same. I told them years ago when I had my first ever YouTube channel, which is, man, if you were to type in my name, you can probably find all the YouTube channels. I probably made 15, no joke. But it's a process. But there was some dude who just said something really hateful, and I said, hey man, thanks for taking the time out of your day to send me that message. That really helped to reframe the picture. But all right, bro, my coffee is just about done, but I want you to go out there and have a great day. And don't forget to check out my free community, man, because you'll be able to chat with me more in there. And dude, I want to help you. I want to see you grow, and it's good to be around other brothers who are like-minded. See ya.